Hello, my friends, and welcome to our Chapter 10 overview. Chapter 9 was jam-packed with information about prayer, churches, but most importantly, how we can create change within the school system so that the next generation of children can have complete control of their minds. Please take a sneak peek or sneak back at Chapter 9 if you need a refresher. Today, in Chapter 10, we are going to be discussing what it means to have control over ourselves. Having mastery of ourselves is the second of the 7 principles, and like everything else we've talked about, not having control of ourselves can be destructive and lead to drifting. 3 areas that we should start to gain control of ourselves are the desire for sex, the desire for food, and the desire to express our opinions. When we have gained control of these, we are then ready to move on and conquer more areas. Now, because these 3 areas are natural habits, we really need to master what our desires are, but also not get lost in the wants or overindulging. Let's break down these areas. The act of overeating or eating unhealthy clogs our bodies both physically and mentally. We may become sluggish, irritable, and fussy. Both quantity and combination of food are very important when it comes to nourishing our bodies. Healthy eating leads to a happier lifestyle in general. And poor eating is responsible for a lot of the illnesses that people are suffering, along with a lot of the headaches that people suffer from. It was also mentioned in the book that a detox of our intestines is important. I don't have any expertise in this area, but I do have friends on Facebook who do perform in detoxes and they love them. So our next topic is sex, which is a huge motivator for a lot of people. The goal in mastering self-discipline over sex is to put this energy towards something else, such as a business, a career, or learning new things. There is a balance to be found in chasing our desires, which can actually distract us from creating or manifesting other desires. We don't want to start drifting. The passion and desire that we have to make love with our soulmates is the same passion and desire that we should have for our goals. Sex was not intended to be vulgar. The misuse, neglect, and misrepresentation of it is why it became frowned upon. The expression for sex should, in all truth, not be turned off. If and when we do close it down, we can see the effects in other areas of our lives, and we'll also feel it in our solar plexus and our sacral chakras. Overindulgence in sex works the same way. It's going to touch that solar plexus, it's going to touch that sacral chakra, and it's going to destroy our creative energy, deplete our natural shine by draining our energy, and it's going to pause ambition and much more. Controlling our sex drives attracts more people to us. It helps us to open up our throat chakras. It feels good, which motivates us to want it. It also helps our immune systems and our bodies in general. It helps to open our crowns and our third eye and open us up to that creative energy, like I said earlier. Any Google search and also reading pages 191 to 192 are going to help you recognize the benefits of sex. So, to begin in this journey, it sounds like we should really learn the difference between lust and love. The true nature and dangers of sex should be discussed with our children, and we should emphasize how it can lead to drifting when misused. By controlling our desire for sex, we gain accurate thinking because we are less distracted. Accurate thinking is our most valuable asset. And now we're going to move on to expressing opinions. Expressing our opinion takes away the independent thought and research process that people should be going through on their own. It also causes people to jump from one idea to another, forgetting about past ideas, so rarely anything is ever getting completed. And of course, it also leads to drifting. People who don't express their plans, ideas, and goals remove the ability for other people to express unwanted opinions, and they remove the ability for other people to interfere. The habit of expressing ourselves comes from egotism and vanity. We do it because we want people to like us, but we accidentally end up repelling people. We become the know-it-all, or we become self-centered. And it's okay to just listen and not say anything. When we are quiet, we have the opportunity to learn so much more because we're not distracted with the thought of self and one-upping people, if you'd like to think of it as that way. We can be tremendous speakers, but we should only do so when we are invited to. When invited to speak, we hit more emotional feelings, force, and conviction to those people who are open and ready to receive. When we think of social media, newspapers, etc., can you recognize the overindulgence some people have in sharing their opinions? It's a waste of our energy that could be spent more focused on the positive side of hypnotic rhythm. Our right and freedom to independent thought is the one thing we should always have guide us. We should never get lost in other people's opinions, and we should never try to push our opinions on other people. Today's topic of self-discipline is one of 7 topics in which we can use to gain control of our lives again. These 7 topics are the key to mental, spiritual, and abundance habits. This wraps up our Chapter 10 overview, and I will see you all next week for Chapter 11, where we are going to discuss how we learn from our challenges. Until then, I am sending you all lots of love, lots of light, and many, many blessings. Namaste, friends.